honestly believe that I was born to fight. I really believe it in my whole heart, and some people think that's silly. But I think a lot of great athletes, people who are really good at what they do, it's more than just what they can do in the gym. It's something that starts way before they're known in the arenas. It's something that is like an internal belief. I honestly have convinced myself that I'm not designed to lose. I do feel like a lot of people who didn't like me before are at a place now where they're willing to give me a chance. And that's all we could ask for as men, is for people to see that we're growing and that we're trying to get better and be better. Everyone changes. I'm grateful for my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance. I'm grateful for these chances. The way I look at anxiety is it just means that you care about the outcome and how you perform, how you perceived and everything. I feel like when you get to a place when you don't feel anything, it's probably when it's time to hang it up. At this point, I still get really nervous, man. I have nightmares about my opponents. Stipe will cross my mind.
Way that people perceived you and accepted you, and the people that didn't like you previously, the way that they fucking took you back into the sport was wild.
I'm just super grateful. I'm not even sure how it happened, but I'm super grateful for it.
This is the OverDogs Podcast, episode 4, I believe.
5. It's 5.
Count. 5? Is it 5? We're now on episode 5. All right. Got it's the drinking, betting, fighting, dumb shit show. I'm your host, Bagz. We got my man, Sam Alvey. We got my boy, Mac Malley. We got my man, Jon Jones.
Yeah.
What up? What up?
And I did say, I don't want to hear your problems, John, when you just won the fucking SB Fighter of the Year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And you're about to fight for the fucking title again. I'm just playing with you, John, but like, what a year for you.
It's all good thing.
What a year for you, bro.
Yeah, it's been a great year. It's been a great year, Josh. After 3 years off, I feel like so much positive has happened, just some of the friendships and associations and business partners and respect with the fan base and just all of it. All of it seems at a higher level than it was when I left. And I'm just super grateful. I'm not even sure how it happened, but I'm super grateful for it.
So I agree with this, right? Like, so when you left, it's been a minute, right? You left on the fucking top,
3 years.
Obviously.
3
You
years.
left on the top, 3 years off. 3 years is a long time in whatever field we're talking about. In MMA, that's a long, long time, right? So you take 3 years
That's a death
off.
sentence, 3 years.
Yeah, it's 3 years. So you take 3 years off. And then when you came back, dude, the way that people perceived you and accepted you, and the people that didn't like you previously, the way that they fucking took you back into the sport was wild. How did that feel?
Yeah. It felt amazing. The first time I realized it was my first press conference against Cyril Gain. I went back. Dana Hunter called me back to their green room, and they were just like, "That was fucking wild, wasn't it?" And I was just like, "Bro, what was that?" And he was just telling me. He said, "John, since you left, the company has grown about 400%. It's a different organization that you're part of now. And there's a lot of new fans who weren't aware of you before, who've heard a lot about you, and just really happy to have you back and see what all the hype is about." And so very surreal, and I'm just grateful. It just feels like timing, being in the right place, right company at the right time.
So
I don't know how much credit I can take for it.
Yeah, I do agree with that to an extent, right? Because like you had the UFC explode. You had the UFC explode over COVID, right? And honestly, it brought in a lot of new fans that weren't there prior to COVID, which that was your game, right? You were at the top of the game. But with that said, even the fucking fans that were like anti-Jon Jones, when you came back, I swear to God, when you came back, it's like everybody was a Jon Jones fan.
Oh, the second you choked him out, bro, the second you took him down and choked him out, and Cyril didn't even look like, bro, I swear to God, he looked like, damn, you could choke people from there? Like, fuck. Like, bro, I love seeing that. Sorry, Josh, I'm gonna interrupt here. But you're spot on with this. Like, there were so many people that had kind of forgotten or wanted to downplay, because we've seen so many fighters take time off and come back not look so great. I mean, even GSP, man. GSP was not looking fantastic in that Bisping fight until he caught like that Superman jab or whatever. You know, we see it all the time. And I had kind of lost a little bit of interest in MMA. Just, I work in the field doing social media. I don't know. It's all I see. And then a lot of the fighters I grew up watching have kind of tailored off. You know, Joanna retired, Wonder Boy's at the end of his career. You know, Connor never fights. Like all the Bronda's gone, all this stuff. But dude, when
you got an interesting group of people you just named.
I have a weird one, man. Holly Holm.
Particular.
Holly Holm. I have a style. Carlos Condit. I'm from New Mexico, man. We've chatted before about this.
Hey, my guy,
Burqueño, bro. Red or green?
Yes, sir. Green.
Let's go.
Christmas.
Right. Christmas is that's elite. But yeah, when you came back and you smoked him, bro, it reinvigorated. I was like, look, we have somebody back who was an all-time. I mean, I always bring up my tweets before these types of podcasts, and it's not like to shout myself out. It's just like I make a point on social media, and a lot of people gains a lot of traction. One of the things I said was like, dude, you guys must either forgot who Jon Jones was, or you don't believe he was ever as good as he was if you think he's going to come back and lose to a guy that got out-wrestled by Francis Ngannou. Right, and then you came back and smoked him, made it look like he had no idea what he was doing, and Jones is back. The GOAT's back, new belt, and you won back all these people that doubted you, man. I thought it was fantastic. It reinvigorated my love for the sport. I mean that.
Yeah, to get back to what Josh was saying, I do feel like a lot of people who didn't like me before are at a place now where they're willing to give me a chance, and that's all we could ask for as men is for people to see that we're growing and that we're trying to get better and be better, and we gotta let bygones be bygones. We gotta grow, and everyone changes, and I'm grateful for my second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance in some case. I'm grateful for these chances, and then as far as the MMA sports community, like as far as people thinking that Cyril was going to win the fight, at the end of the day, you can't expect people to view the game the way we view it, like us hardcore MMA enthusiasts, right? Like people get so excited for the new guy, oh, he's flashy and his kickboxing looks so good. Another thing is a lot of people confuse MMA with kickboxing and boxing. They get so impressed with the guy with that one-shot knockout power, and they kind of look past some of the Khabib Nurmagomedovs, some of the Matt Hughes, the GSPs of the sport, the guys who are just truly well-rounded. I never lose sight. I never get too impressed with people who are impressive. I like to see longevity. I like to see them go through controversy. I like to see them go through hell in a category that they're not familiar with and survive that. That's when you gain my respect, for sure, being truly well-rounded in the game.
So I'll tell you this. So the first time I met John was the week of the Gann fight, right? And
I almost knocked your ass out.
Yeah, you almost, well, look, I didn't go too hard just because it was fucking fight week. And imagine if I was the guy that hurt you on fight week, right? I would never live it down.
Thanks for being nice. Hell yeah, you Roy Jones Jr. trained now.
Yeah, you damn right. You damn right, John. Yeah, but John definitely would have hurt me for sure. There's no question about it. But I've never seen somebody calm, cool, fucking collected going into a fucking 3-year layoff against the guy that they said was the fastest and the fucking best feet and this and this and this. And like, John had zero worries about it. And that's when I was like, holy shit, this is the different mentality of the best versus the rest. And I want to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, Josh, I honestly believe that I was born to fight. I really believe it in my whole heart, and some people think that's silly. But I think a lot of great athletes, people who are really good at what they do, it's more than just what they can do in the gym. It's something that starts way before they're known in the arenas. It's something that is like an internal belief. And I honestly have convinced myself that I'm not designed to lose. I believe that if I study my opponent, I give these guys the utmost respect and attention they deserve. I don't think that I was designed to lose to any person. And when you have that level of self-belief, it's hard for you to, you just feel like, you feel like you're being disrespectful to your path, to your destiny, by allowing your human emotions to take over and showing fear and all that type of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I have the worst anxiety. I get very nervous, but I owe it to myself to not be afraid, and I owe it to my beliefs to just fucking get out there and do something rare and special. It's a gift, and I really believe it's a gift. I have a lot of hard work, but I believe it's a gift. And when you believe that you're gifted outside of just the hard work, then it's just like, bro, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to roll the dice. And so far, it's always worked out in my favor. And at this point in my life and career, I don't think it's coincidence anymore. It's something I really believe. I don't think I'm losing a fight.
Yeah.
So that anxiety you're
ahead,
talking about,
Go ahead,
how do
Sam.
you
Ask about when does that anxiety come in? Is it like backstage or is it during camp? Because honestly, someone as talented as you are, I wouldn't have anticipated you saying you get anxious. I mean, you've been.
Oh yeah, I get terrified.
Is it?
Yeah, I get absolutely
Is it
terrified.
during
It usually creeps in when the contract has been signed.
Okay.
And when I realize, okay, this is really happening, I think that's when the anxiety kicks in. You know, it's just, and the way I look at anxiety is it just means that you care about the outcome and how you perform and how you perceived and everything. I feel like when you get to a place when you don't feel anything, it's probably when it's time to hang it up and try something different. At this point, I still get really nervous, man. I have nightmares about my opponents. About every hour, Stipe Miocic crosses my mind. Stipe will cross my mind. He will cross my mind. I could be having a drink. I could be, you name it. You know, he crosses my mind. I could be at my kid's volleyball game and I'm thinking about Stipe. Yeah, there's a lot of mental that goes into it that I don't think people realize. But the goal is to just conquer that. By the time you get to the arena and you're backstage, you know, you realize that this is where you were meant to be. Like, this is what you're good at, and you owe it to all the people out there who are unsure. Like, you owe it to them to be as excellent as you can be when you found what you're good at.
Well, so sorry, John, Ice Bagz. This leads me into like, so when you have that anxiety and that fear, I mean, you've talked about this before. I mean, some legendary stories come out of that. But what is it that makes you want to overcome the fear? Like, is it prove something to yourself? Is it your faith, or is it you feel like you owe it? You kind of went into that. What takes you to that fear?
I feel like it's an obligation. It's an obligation. You know, like, you know, mental health's a real thing. Physical handicap. You know, it's all a real thing. And there's a lot of men out there who would love to own a company or to be, you know, super smart like Josh and be ahead of the NFT game. And I feel like when your higher power has made you capable, you have an obligation to do it for those who can't. And so one of my coaches, we have this really simple saying, John, because you can, you have to. And there's another quote where they talk about, you know, talent and potential is the worst thing to waste. Like, if you could do something awesome in this time on the planet, you kind of have to. You have to. You know, when it gets scary and when you don't want to do it, and you know the world feels stacked against you, you have to keep going, one foot in front of the next, because someone's watching you out there, man. Whether it's a kid or an adult or wherever, you know. And I believe people draw inspiration from each other. And when you see someone out there being courageous, fighting back from adversity, whatever it may be, we all draw little ounces of strength from that. And so I just try to play my part while I'm here, providing strength to us American men.
So it goes back to, like you said, you felt like you were born to fight. This is what you have the talent to do. This is what you go out and do it.
Got to.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Got you.
Destiny.
Yeah. And John, honestly, like Mac and I were talking a little bit just before, because we don't plan any of this show, right? Mm-hmm. We don't write down questions. It's like, yo, let's let it flow how it goes.
You guys tried, and then we never stuck to it, so we stopped.
Yeah. Everybody refused to. They wouldn't fucking do it. So it was just like, all right, let it go, right?
That's the best way, bro.
Mac was like, you know, how far can we go with John? Like, you know, would he ever go into like mental health? Would he ever go into this? And I'm like, dude, I have no fucking idea. But the fact that you do is super fucking impressive, because
Thank you.
So much of the male population has to deal with all these like outside fucking expectations and this and this and this. And it's like, as a father, you know, and as a business guy, like, I have to deal with this shit inside my own head, right? But maybe we shouldn't have to. Maybe we should be able to like talk about it as men.
Bro, I tell you, it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. The mental health aspect is a real thing. I just had a situation, honestly, about 2 days ago. I was talking to my wife, and I was just telling her, my fiance, I was just telling her all the different things that were on my heart, whether it's expectation or standing up in front of the monster audience today and talking in front of that rally. Little things. Tags on the car need to be done. My garage isn't as tidy as it needs to be.
Yeah.
Little shit. I haven't trained my dog enough in the last few months. It's just all these little things start to add up on you, and they seem minuscule, but they can really become overwhelming at a certain point. And I was telling my wife that I was embarrassed because I have a lot of good problems to have, but I have a lot of shit on my plate, and it just started pouring out to her all the little tiny things that was on my heart and unfinished projects and all these little things. And bro, she was able to within 2 or 3 minutes, she was able to completely change my outlook on everything that was happening in my life. And I just felt completely healed after talking with her. And I thanked her so much. And she was like, John, I understand you're the man of the house, but you can always talk to me. And like, there's no problems that are too small, or I'm never going to look at you differently. I know the man that you are. My main point is, even for the guys who are single, it's so important to let the shit off your chest and talk about shit. One thing I've learned is the more real that I am with men, the more I realize how similar we actually are. Like, we all have a lot in common. We're all going through something, absolutely something. And so, mental health is for everybody, no matter what you've done, no matter how much you make, no matter who you are, or whatever. It comes for everybody. And it's important for us to be real, honest about it, and vulnerable, because that's where the healing comes for ourselves and others.
100%. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you know how many like people like you're touching and reaching with that message.
75% of people nowadays, man.
70. Yeah. It's a massive amount of people, right? So the first time that John and I talked, we were talking about a business deal, right? For Campai Pandas and wearing the clothing and all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, like I told Malky and all these guys, I'm like, I need to know that like John rocks with the shit and fucks with it. So I was like, we got to get on a call, right? And so, dude, I'm telling you, and I hope you don't mind, John, but like we talked for, I don't know, 45 minutes. And we talked about life and kids and business and all this shit. And I was like, yo, and John was like, I got I don't have how many kids you got now, John?
I got a bunch.
And I was like, hey, and I was like, yeah, I was like, I went and got fucking snipped. I was like, my wife was on me for 2 fucking years, literally for 2 years. And I finally went and did it because it was like maybe a consideration for John, who knows? But I was like, I went and got fucking snipped. I was like, I played fucking golf right after. And I was like, that conversation with us, and Malky was like, yo, after he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, we were just having a fucking conversation. Was it not?
Some real shit.
Was it not? It's some real shit. Dude, we men.
One of my buddies was telling me, hell yeah. One of my buddies was telling me that he could smell his balls burning.
Yes.
Was it Derek
and
Lewis?
That's what fucked me. Yeah, no, it was Maurice Green, actually.
Okay.
He won't mind. Yeah, Maurice got snipped, and he was like, bro, being able to see the little smoke coming up and smell your balls barbecuing, that fucking took it out of me.
But I just remember that conversation because I was like, did I really just have a fucking conversation in my living room at 11 a.m. about getting snipped with Jon Jones? Like, what the fuck was this, right?
About them balls being hot.
Right, but hey, it was a real fucking conversation, right? And I'd rather have real fucking conversations with real fucking people than bullshit around everywhere else, right? And so
I'm the same way.
Here's one thing I love that you said the other day. I read a quote, and it was right after I think Tom Aspinall had won, and everybody wanted Tom Aspinall and fucking Jon Jones. They wanted it, right? And John says, guys, like, I get it. I get that you want this fight, no big deal, but Every motherfucker y'all tell me is the next one for whatever reason. If he's the fastest, he's the strongest, he's got the best wrestling, he's got this and this. He's like, every time y'all put him in front of me, I put him down, and that conversation ends, right?
Yeah, I find a way.
And is that not why you want to fight Stipe versus anybody else?
Yeah, that's the main reason. I feel like Stipe, Stipe has balls. He has courage. You know, he's not the youngest fighter, but I mean that's a man.
Neither are you.
That is a man. Yeah, I'm not the youngest either. Exactly. Yeah, in sports years, I'm over the hill in sports years. That's for sure, and especially in combat sport. But Stipe, he's an honorable dude, and I know that he's a man at the end of the day, and I know that he wants this fight. When everyone else thinks that his back is against the wall, and this is a David and Goliath situation for him, you know, I disagree. I think Stipe is very capable athlete, and I think that I owe it to Stipe to give him that chance to fight the best fighter ever, you know, and I think Stipe owes it to me to give me that chance to fight the greatest heavyweight ever. I think we owe it to each other, and I feel like we both would feel like we have unfinished business if we walked away not competing against each other. So yeah, I understand where Stipe is at, like just being looked past by a lot of people, and I respect him even more for training his ass off. And I know that in his camp, he expects to win. And so I respect him.
Yeah.
As far as these younger fighters, I look at guys like Aspinall, and I look at guys like Sergey.
Yeah, that's who I wanted to ask about.
Dude, they're amazing. Don't get me wrong. These guys are amazing. They're starter people in the first round. But as I get older, I have to look at it as a business and not just speak out of pride, but I have to speak out as a, you know, my legacy and the business. And if the hardcore fans know who these guys are, that's great. But at the end of the day, I need to fight people that the mainstream public is going to be excited about. Because when you're in my position, there's always going to be this new challenge that's younger than you, and everyone wants to see if you can do it one more time. But it is what it is.
No, it fires up the other fighters. Get out there and earn a fight with Jones, man. Like I was going to say, like Ngannou probably would have been dope. And I'd like to get your take on this.
He came back for Ngannou, and Ngannou left.
I try to tell people all the fucking time, I'm like, Jon Jones wanted that fight. He literally asked for that fight.
The funny thing is,
they don't think that
the narrative have switched
completely.
The narrative switched somehow, and everyone's saying that I waited 3 years and I came back exactly when Francis was gone. That's actually not true.
I've literally laid out the timeline, bro. You can look up MMA Junkie. Fucking keep going. Yep.
Yes, when I got back, Francis was very much on the roster still, and I could have been in his last fight, but instead he opted out, and Cyril Gane took Francis's spot. I came back ready for Francis Ngannou for sure.
It's fucking hilarious. People
I'm not gonna lie though, knowing that I was fighting Cyril Gane instead of Francis was kind of nice.
Yeah, you gotta get that money, bro. Fucking get that title. But like, bro, that's
Francis is a scary joker.
That's what I'm fucking saying though. It's like people go, "Oh, dude, he ran from him." Like he ran from him. Jones is still in the UFC. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Like, bro, what are you fucking talking about? Right. PFL, like, I like PFL. I saw your boy Maurice. Unfortunate. I love Maurice. But, I mean, I was watching Friday. There's a PFL card on right now, actually, I think. But, like, dude, you watch PFL. No, UFC is here, man. If you go over to PFL or you go over to Bellator, you go over to ONE, I'm sorry. You're taking, in the public perception, you're taking a downgrade. And
I agree. I'm happy for all these guys and being able to take care of their families. I'm actually really proud of the PFL and the Bellator for being a competitor of the UFC. I mean that as a UFC employee. I love the UFC. They changed my life. But it's good to see options. Options are important for all of us to have, no matter what business you're in, what walk of life. I'm really, really proud of those guys. But if you want to consider yourself truly the best in the world at this sport, you can't do it if you're not in the UFC, no matter how dominant you are in these other organizations. I've seen guys like, no disrespect to him, I've seen guys like Michael Chandler, who was just such a standout, become more average in the UFC. So yeah, the UFC is the pinnacle.
I think fans like to be hipsters. They like to be hipsters, man. They like to be like, no, Bellator could actually they're getting there. And I'm not ripping on them either, but like PFL too. Like, no, dude, if you did a champ versus champ, it would be 50-50. No, it would not. It would be like a clean flush, maybe 1 or 2 losses, maybe.
And that's Sam. I know you had a question. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what, going back a little bit, you were talking about the having that adrenaline kind of as you're getting the fight offer. Was there a fight that you had early on in your career? Because they kind of UFC threw you at the wolves immediately, like you were fighting the best in the division real quick. Was there a fight in the UFC that you remember winning and then just realizing, all right, I am this good. I am never going to be beat? Well, was there a fight like that or a moment for you? And who was it? Who was the opponent that you beat that just gave you that sense of, I'm the greatest it's ever been?
There are three career-defining fights that I had. The first one was against a guy named Andre Guzman. I fought him at UFC 87. That was my UFC debut.
Mm-hmm.
And what that fight showed me, Andre, he was trained under the Gracies in jiu-jitsu. He was a black belt in capoeira, which was, rare in our country. Yeah. But he also was trained with, I believe he trained with Roger or Jeff Mayweather for a while and all this stuff. He had all these credentials. Mm-hmm. And I was really intimidated by it because I was training at the time in my buddy's farm, and he had like a 10 barn in the back of his farm. And I was training literally on a farm for my UFC debut. And this guy had all the glitz and glam. It was like Rocky versus Drago. This guy was Drago. He had it all. And I was able to beat him by unanimous decision. And I looked at myself as this punk-ass kid from upstate New York. And I had just beat a UFC fighter, like a real UFC fighter at my first fight.
He was 5-0 when you fought him. Yep.
And so that made me realize, whoa, like I just won a fight in the UFC. I'm officially a professional athlete. Mm-hmm. So that like opened my eyes. That little old me from bumfuck wherever could go do something really cool. Right. And then the next big moment for me was beating Stephan Bonnar. Stephan was the first famous person that I had ever competed against. Right. And so I had to deal with, I had been a competitor my whole life. I started wrestling at 12, but for the first time I had to deal with competing against someone that everyone had heard of. And so that's the first time I had to get comfortable with, oh, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. Like, did you not watch his fight with Forrest Griffin? Yeah. Like, this is one of the most exciting, the American Psycho. Who the fuck is this Jon Jones kid anyways? He's going to get his ass kicked. And so mentally I had to teach myself that I could do things above the norm that I had grew up around. I had to show myself that preparing for Stephan Bonnar. I got into the law of attraction and just focusing on confidence and the power of the mind and how we need to give ourselves the best chances mentally before walking into any situation. And so Stephan Bonnar, beating Stephan made me realize, okay, not only can I beat a UFC fighter, but I can beat a famous person. Like I could beat a famous guy. And then the next career-defining moment for me was, I remember when I got my hand raised at the Stephan Bonnar fight. When they raised my hand, I looked at the people in the audience. I said to myself, if I can beat him, I think I can beat any of them. Like this is actually possible. Like I'm a piece in the game, and why is my piece any less than anyone else's? So I elevated that night. And then Mauricio Shogun Hua was the third career-defining moment for me. It was all at the beginning of this like mental growing up. I'm never letting this thing go. I'm never letting it go. I remember being in the cage. I was in the blue corner, and I was waiting for Mauricio to come out. And his brother Ninja Hua.
Yeah.
Ninja Hua. He came out and he was holding the gold belt. Was holding it up, and he was just so amped for his brother. And I'm sitting there in the ring in the arena. I'm nervous as fuck, and I'm just like, man, this is my moment. Like this is my moment in life. And I looked up at the jumbotron, and I saw that gold belt. And bro, it was like as if I was like in some village, and someone like some poor village, and someone like put like a fucking big old stake up in the air. I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, this is my ticket. This is my ticket right here, to change my life. And I thought to myself, dude, you guys just fucked up. You do not put the fucking meat right in front of a fucking hungry lion who's never had fucking steak before. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did by showing me that belt. And I won that fight. And dominated that fight. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm never letting this shit go. There is a I don't want to misquote him. There's a track star. He made a quote about going up in the sky or something like that, and telling himself that he would never come back down. He refused to come back down. I think it was like a Ash quote. I'm not sure. I'll have to get it to you guys. But I live the same way. Like being in that high place.
Yeah.
It's an option. It's an option to like hang on to it or fuck it all up and just come off the horse, whether that's taking a loss or just giving up on your original goals and dreams. And I made a promise to myself that because I can, that I will, and I'll always put my best foot forward to protect, this great legacy that I have. And I'm never coming back down.
Yeah, and you haven't. You haven't even slowed down yet. Yeah, you went to weight class and took the belt right back. I mean, in what a round.
I've had my bumps in the roads and stuff like that. I've had
it's a rough
controversial
start
moments. But even in those moments, you have a choice of like, dude, am I gonna get my shit together, get back on my fucking horse, and like get back to it, or am I gonna go and be some story of an athlete who fucked it all up? You know what I'm saying? So even in those moments when you refuse to come back down, it's just like, bro, I'm gonna figure out a way to try to stay on that rise.
Was it Sarah Moon? I'm feeling reckless, like I'm flying up in the sky and never coming back down.
No, it wasn't. But now you got me.
You got me wondering. I was gonna say while you look this up, dude. It's crazy you going over the Guzman fight and then Bonner, because those were your first two UFC fights. And looking at your page, like I'm familiar with your history, bro. Like I'm from New Mexico. Come on, give me.
I was cracking up the other day.
But what's crazy? Hold on. What's fucking crazy is he goes. He fought Guzman decision. Bonner, which is the one that fucked with him, made him really go like, another decision. And then right then when he beat Bonner and he was talking about all that, saying like that ignited a flame. Like I beat the fuck out of anybody, dude. The Matt Hamill TKO. I'm calling it a TKO. I don't know what fuck.
Bring it
and
up.
Then TKO submission, TKO submission. You started fucking people up after that, bro. And these are not. Andre Guzman's. These are Shogun, Ryan Bader, Matyshenko, like Vera, bro. That was one of my favorites, bro. Vera was talking all kinds of shit. I'm gonna be heavyweight champ. You fucking broke his face. Yeah, that was crazy. You breaking that down.
He kind of disappeared after that.
Yeah,
he kind of disappeared after that, huh?
A little bit. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, man, it's been a cool journey, man. I love the resume. I feel like I've been able to face the who's who. I never ran from anyone. I look back at it sometime and I'm just like, wow. I think a lot of it is timing, man. I got into the sport at a great time.
Mm-hmm.
At a great time. I got in there in my early 20s and I got to face a lot of guys who were in their prime. They're in their mid to early 30s. But I just think it was just a great time for me, and I'm really grateful for that. That was kind of out of my control. That's why I feel like it's my destiny. I think my record in the future is going to be really hard to beat, just because of the skill level of all the athletes. Like you're not seeing another 15, 16-time world champion in the UFC. People are just too good. The competition is just too good. If you look at guys like one of the best back in the day was like a Matt Hughes, right? He could box. He had the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling. He was one of the first versatile cage fighters. But if you look at him today, man, would he beat one of the top 10 guys, top 5? It'd be hard for him. The game has changed. It's constantly elevating. So I'm grateful for my timing.
Yeah, even look when Gracie or Royce came back and fought Matt. Matt handled him,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jesse Owens. That was the quote.
Jesse Owens.
That's a big one.
I decided I wasn't going to come down. I was going to fly. I was going to stay up in the air forever. Jesse Owens.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you an example of when that quote came to me in the middle of a fight. I was fighting Dominic Reyes, and it was in round 1. He hit me with like a spinning back kick to the face, and then he punched me in the stomach, and I hit the floor, and it was technically a knockdown, And even the look that he had in his eyes and the way he talked to me before the fight, telling me he was a multi-sport athlete and he wasn't afraid of me and that he believed it was his destiny to beat me and all this type of stuff. I got in the fight with him and he was giving me a true fucking run for my money. He was the only other person to do it to me outside of Gustafsson. And I remember thinking to myself, fuck, you may have met your match, John. That's what like a voice said to me right in the middle of the cage. It was just like, you may have met your match. And as clear as day, I saw a door. I saw a door in the octagon. And it was just like, hey, you've had a great career. You've done a lot of great things. This kid, he wants it. He's hungry for it. John, it's okay. It's okay if you come up short in this one. Like, just don't let him knock you out. But you know, you can just kind of skate through this one and let him have it. Let the kid have it, John. And then I thought about that like flying and never coming down. It's a decision. It's a decision to give up on yourself. It's a fucking decision. And something just as clear as that other voice said, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that
Fuck
JV baseball
that.
player.
Huh?
Fuck that
Yeah,
JV
fuck
baseball
this
player.
JV, baseball, soccer, fucking badminton, what hacky sack, where the fuck?
Dude, I need John
Hey,
Jones
John
to
said
wake me
it
up every
every
morning
day,
and
yeah.
say, get to fucking work, bro.
All right, I
I'm
gotta hear
tired.
this.
He said,
Bro.
fuck
I
that.
gotta hear this. This came into your fucking head, and
This
then
is
what?
crazy.
Something said to me, fuck that. Fuck that. Not you, not today, not me, not now, Bubba. Yeah,
Love it.
and I decided, I just made the decision, dude, maybe you're going to win this one, but you're going to fucking have to fight me. You're going to have to fight me. We got, what, 23 minutes left? Yeah, we're going to have to fight.
Yeah.
And sure enough, one foot in front of the other, and we ended up getting that hand raised.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking
fucking
Yeah.
so dope.
There's such a mentality. I don't give a fuck what it is. In fighting, it's very special. In business, it's something else. But like, there's something about somebody's mentality where you just go, like, there's a light that switches, and it's on. You know what I mean? And so, some people have it, some people don't.
Yeah. I think it's coming from those shitty backgrounds, man. Just coming from shitty backgrounds. You know what the other side of life is.
Yeah.
To try to escape it, you just got to keep moving forward. For all the people who never got to escape it, you know, you just got to keep moving forward. They never said it was going to be easy, but it's usually always worth it.
Yeah. Usually is worth it. I've always said, like, as cheesy as this fucking sounds, if it's easy, it's not worth it.
Mhm.
Right? It's fucking cheesy, dude. I can't think of anything cheesier to say. But if it's not fucking worth it, like, it's not. I swear to God, it's not. Like, you don't want anything. If you get easy shit in life, like, let's get easy shit later in life after you already earned it and all that shit, right? Then it gets a little easier. But it really don't. It really don't anyway.
I love the grind.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about UFC 293. Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
can I go grab back up beer and take a piss before we hit that?
Yeah, go take your piss and grab your beer.
Hey, John, your fight against Chael Sonnen, it just popped in my head. You let your toe like broke in thirds or something. How did that feel in the moment? Like, did you not realize it happened until between rounds, until you're getting your hand raised?
So in the moment, I didn't feel a damn thing, and I was so happy to get past Chael.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I didn't feel a damn thing. I did a cartwheel after the fight. I was feeling great. Got to talk to Joe Rogan, which is always a little cherry on top of a good victory.
Right.
And man, I looked down and I was like, bro, my foot is all fucked up. And immediately, the moment I looked at my toe is when the pain in the room started to spin a little bit. And I was just like, but then there's a certain comfort with pain that you kind of have to have doing what we do.
Yeah.
Where you just kind of suck it up and just like, all right, this is happening. Like, John, don't pass out. You're in front of everybody. So you just kind of take a deep breath.
Yeah, I remember that interview where I believe Joe said, "Oh yeah, your toe's broken." He like looked down and casually said, "Oh yeah, your toe's sideways." And I remember that look.
Joe did a good job not making it a big deal.
Right. There was just that moment, like you were saying, when you realize, like, oh, well, that's ow.
I immediately was like, oh, fuck. Oh, what is this?
That's not good.
Nah, hell no. Bro, they put me on a ton of antibiotics after that. They were just like, John, you got an injury on the foot. That canvas has so much bacteria on it. So they overloaded me with antibiotics for a very long time. And then I had to relearn how to move around on that foot. I would walk around barefoot every once in a while. And then when I snag that toe just right, it sends the most excruciating sharp pain up my whole body, dude. Like literally would throw me to the floor. And so now I have to keep it taped. Or else, dude, it fucked my confidence up a lot.
Hey, we're gonna run through the 293 card. First one is, let's see here. Let's just start from the top. We got fucking Izzy and Strickland. What do you think?
Oh, you don't start from the top. You don't start from the top.
We're starting from the fucking top.
Fuck.
Right.
No,
hey,
bro.
listen.
Right,
you don't tell Bagz what to fucking do, okay?
Bro, I tell Bagz what to do all the fucking time, bro. You should try it. Tell him to fuck off.
I love this guy.
You gotta quit telling him.
Hell yeah.
Listen. Let's start with Izzy and Sean. And you just had your fucking, you just like made up with Izzy, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We saw him in Las Vegas, and I was having a drink, and he ended up trying to order a drink right next to me. I'm like, dude, that can't be a coincidence. But I'll
tell you a funny one, John.
John.
Me and Izzy ended up at the after hours in fucking Dallas after the fight, and it was just me and him. And he was over at the fucking dude. The tables were like 4 feet apart. He had his fucking shirt off. He's ripping it. He's like partying with the boys. And they kept running over my table. And I wasn't happy with it. So what did I do? I ripped my fucking shirt off.
This fucking guy, bro.
I swear to God. Not knowing like Izzy was Izzy, right? But
shit.
But it was a fucking
He almost fucked around and found out.
fucking night. All right. But here we go. So
okay,
Izzy,
so I have Izzy winning that fight.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you?
Split decision.
Hang on. The main fighter versus me at after hours. Which one?
Your ass for sure. For sure.
All
And
right.
Strickland on the same night.
All right. So look, we got Izzy. We got Duplessis. That was what'd you think about that?
That shit was bro.
Show, bro.
I mean, I don't want to talk shit because me and Izzy have just become friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was uncomfortable. As a black man, I was uncomfortable my damn self. That was just weird.
True.
I think,
all right. So I don't want to make you uncomfortable. So I just want to know this simple question. All right. Who is the best African fighter? Izzy, Duplessis, or Mike Perry?
oh God.
Izzy, Duplessis, or Mike Perry? Who's the best African fighter?
The real nigga himself, Mike Perry.
Mike Perry.
I knew he would say Perry.
Hell yeah.
I love how Perry, he's like oblivious to all this too. It seems like he's like, what?
Bro,
like,
he's genius. He ain't oblivious.
I don't know. Sometimes,
bro, he's just got that swagger. He gets away with certain things, bro.
Right.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Mike, dude. He's original. He's authentic, and that's all we can ask for.
he's incapable of not being.
He was on the
And Mike's a big John fan as well. But that shit was fucking funny. That shit was fucking.
Oh yeah.
And he told us that you told him the secret to fighting, and it's wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Perry told us that.
What's the secret to fighting? It's like, man, I was.
Did you know I
so
introduced him
like
to his wife?
Yes.
No, what?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He didn't tell us that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Me and Mike were she's not a stripper, but we were at a strip club, and she walked in as one of the civilians.
Mm-hmm.
And looking mad cute. And honestly, I didn't even know her. I just looked at them two.
That's hilarious.
And Mike was out there in Albuquerque. He didn't know nobody or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, bro, all you gotta do is just be friendly, just be yourself or whatever. So I saw him and his girl, and I was like, sweetheart, I just grabbed her by her wrist, and I grabbed Mike by the hand, and I just put their hands together, just like that.
You said you're
And
welcome.
John, I know you got to go. I'm going to ask you.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean
Latouri
Latori's New Mexican? Is she from New Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a Buqueña.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we're killing it. We're killing
it. Mike told me this shit when Mike was on my boat. He told me, John introduced us to each other. They got fucking 2 kids together now. John is the most beautiful. John went from like this way to fucking chill, legit. Like, y'all think Mike Perry's fucking crazy now? Imagine how fucking crazy Mike Perry was before this.
Jon Jones created this new era of Mike Perry where he's like a family man and kicking ass.
I take no credit.
No, you kind of have to, man. She cornered him, bro. You kind of have to.
All right.
You said, all right, now kiss.
All right, there we go.
That's beautiful.
Izzy and Strickland. What do you think, John?
I got Izzy winning just because he's more versatile. I believe he does everything that Sean does, just way more calculated. You know, Izzy could beat Strickland in a boxing match if he had to. I just think he's more calculated, and I think his power is a few steps above Strickland's as well.
Yeah, I agree. Tua and Volkov.
Bro, you guys gonna be really surprised, bro. I'm not even sure who half these guys are.
Tai Tuivasa. Bam Bam.
Tai Tuivasa and
the really tall Russian. The really tall Russian.
The tall. The
one Derek Lewis knocked out.
I got Tai Tuivasa winning that one. Yeah, I think he got his feelings hurt in that Cyril game fight, and I think I've seen Volkov lose to guys who are a lot shorter than him. He doesn't really use his length the way that he could, and I could see Tai Tu getting in his ass.
Aggressive strikers usually.
So honestly, I don't even really care about John's thoughts on the fucking card at this point. I want to hear John's thoughts. Honestly, I want to hear John's thoughts on like who's the fucking guys that you want to see right now. Who's the guys that are up and coming? Whatever weight class, it don't fucking matter. Like, what are the guys that you want to see that get you fucking excited?
Honestly, I may be a little cliche, but I'm with the majority of the community. I'm most excited about Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
I'm excited about him. I think he has the look. He reminds me a lot of McGregor. You know, he's really raw and authentic. You know, he has that kind of rags to riches story that everyone appreciates, especially in this country. I like him. I like him a lot, and I really want to see how far he can take it. He's young enough still to really make those leaps and bounds in this game, to be around for a long time. I mean, to beat up Aljamain like that, I always put my money on the wrestler. And O'Malley, he's looking like the total package. I'm gonna be on his. I'm gonna be tuning into his pay-per-views for the next few years for sure. I want to see how far he take it. And then Tom Aspinall, I think he has the potential to do something really special in the heavyweight division. I think he's gonna be hard for the majority of guys to beat. I really do believe that. I think those two are the two that I'm most excited for their futures in the UFC. See where they're gonna go.
So I had hit.
Let me interject real quick.
I had hit John. I'm like, yo, John, hang on, Mac. I'd hit John. I'm like, yo, Volkanovski's fighting fucking Islam, right? And I was like, what do you think? And John happened to be on his deal with his kids, and I was on my deal with my kids. And John was like, yo, like, honestly, fucking wrestlers always win. And what did, you know, same thing Mike Perry said. He's like, what did John teach me? Wrestlers win, right? But Volk fucking showed up.
He did. He did.
He showed up against.
He showed his wisdom.
Yeah.
He showed his wisdom. Volkanovski was able to pull off some really clever wrestling / jiu-jitsu tactics that you don't really see being pulled off against high wrestlers like Islam. Volkanovski, he showed me how coachable he was. I guess he was hanging out with Craig Jones leading into that fight.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he'd really been grappling. Non-wrestling cultures, they usually can't keep up with guys who are from a heavy wrestling background like that. But Volkanovski, he held his own. He really did. You know, he showed that the Aussies can grapple. I was well, he's a New Zealander, isn't he, or is he Australian?
He's Australian.
Volk's Australian. All right, John, give me like 5 or 6 guys that you're like, yo, these guys are legit. whether it's Bo Nickel wrestling or whether it's fucking O'Malley with the hands,
Sean
whatever
O'Malley,
it may be.
Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, we got Tom Aspinall, we got Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel. Okay, fucking love him, dude. He's using what he knows and just fucking dominating. And then he knocked out that last dude with his hands. Bro, stock went.
By the way, Bo was on last week, and he said he's going to beat you the next time you guys wrestle. So
he probably could, dude. Honestly, I'm not the best at anything. I'm just really good at mixing it all together. He probably could beat me in a wrestling match.
It's funny how many times you talk about meeting somebody and they go, he shot a double on or a single on me right away. We've seen it. You always testing people out. Yeah.
That's wrestling shit. I tried that with Daniel Cormier when I first met him.
Yep.
We became enemies ever since. It didn't go over well. Let's see here. So we got Bo Nichols, we got Aspinall, we got Shane, we got O'Malley. You know, I've always been a fan of Wei Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that she, you know, she just seems like a lone wolf. You know, she comes out here to this country all solo dolo and just like she represents herself. She's had to hear all types of jokes about her haircuts and all this weird shit. I support her. I like the underdogs, the Lone Rangers type shit. I like her. I like Wei Lee.
Look at her grappling. Her grappling's gotten insane.
She's so dedicated, bro. She's just so fucking disciplined. Who else? I can't really think of another fight. You know, I want to say it. I would love to see. He's not a young up and coming fighter, but I'd love to see McGregor come back.
Yeah,
he will always get my pay-per-view. But
you damn right.
I love what he did for the sport. I love the businessman that he is, the mindset, the marketability. I mean, he fast forwarded this whole game up at least 10 years, I feel, and he's always gonna have my support. He'll always get my pay-per-view buy.
I agree. So here's my next question before you go, and I know you got to go, but like, what's next for you, right? Like you're watching now Ngannou fighting fucking Tyson Fury for 8 figures, right? Like, why is Jon Jones not fighting fucking Tyson Fury for 8 figures, right? Or who does he fight next for 8 figures? Like, it's not a fucking joke. It's like that's a real fucking deal. You guys are now getting paid.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm in the 8 figures too in the UFC.
Yeah.
They take.
Hey,
they take care of me.
Abe, how about 9 figures in fucking boxing? Abe. This motherfucker wants to be like, oh yeah, he's fine, 8 figures. Shut up, Abe. We're talking.
Man, I'm always happy for the guys, man. That's one of the reasons why I like Conor McGregor is because the progression of the sport, what he was able to do for us, and I'm proud of Francis Ngannou as well. The sport's been good to me. It's been really good to me. I'm able to take care of my family and walk away in my 30s, which is really awesome. But I'm aware that these monumental fights, you know, especially the financial side of it, it opens doors for all the future guys. And so I know I sound really cliche with a lot of things I say, but I'm happy that these grounds are being broke for everybody. And that's really what it's about. You know, I'm breaking some records in the octagon that people are going to have to try to break one day. And these guys are breaking records on the financial aspect. And, but we just got to be happy for each other. We all have our time.
Yeah, my man.
For doing this, dude, you need someone to come over.
Yo, don't you
come and clean your garage and organize it, bro. I know he's coming right back. Do you need someone to come over and organize your garage for free?
You're the guy?
I'm the guy, and then I'll beat you at Madden.
Oh, dude, I will stop. Oh, did we just become best friends?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, maybe.
I will beat that ass. Hey,
maybe.
I'll get your Instagram after this interview, and if you're ever in town, man, I'll bring you over to the garage and we'll fucking
Born and raised, baby. I'm here.
All right, John. Hey, appreciate you, homie. Always great to talk to you.
Hey, Josh, sincerely, man, everybody at the Campi family, man, it's been such a pleasure working with you guys. Just ultimate professionals, super clean gear, and it's just awesome, man. Grade A, first class.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Go get him, champ.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you too.
All right.
What a pimp. I fucking love Jones, bro. Mike Perry.
What's up?
I was just saying I was going to neck this beer and try to impress you. I was going to impress Sam and Ice Bagz, but then they said you were hopping on here. So I'm going to neck this, and I want you to give me a rating 1 out of 10. How fast? And then I'm going to grab 2 more when we get into like some conversation.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Super weird to say neck, but
Yeah. Let's
go
see.
ahead. Continue.
Let's see. Go ahead.
I didn't come up with the terminology, man. It's just part of the industry.
Yo, it's pretty fucking fast, bro.
It's valid.
Pretty fucking fast.
It's valid.
I have a fucking icy margarita, but I can't.
Yeah, they're not as fun. Not as fun.
I'll
like
just say
to think,
this. It's pretty fucking fast. Hey, first time I ever hung out with Mike was he had just knocked Luke's teeth out. And he was walking around. I went over to a fucking, I swear to God, I went to a fucking, it was like a Holiday Inn Express. Right? And so I walk over there. And
It was an A-loft.
It was an A-loft. All right, there you go. It was a fucking A-loft, right? And so I walk over there, and my boy's like, yo, this is Mike Perry. And Mike's got a fucking bottle of
Clase
Azul. He got a bottle of Clase Azul. He's holding it, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I love Clase Azul. It's like my shit. I was like, let me get a drink. And then he was like, like, I don't fucking know you. Like, I'll fucking, hey, look, he's like, I'll fucking pour it in the top. I'll pour it in the top and let you drink out of it. And I'm like, okay. Like, all right. So I'm going, like, fucking sucking this thing out of the fucking top. That's how I met Mike.
That's how they make the bottle.
That's how I met Mike.
For the longest time, I thought that fucking thing, every time someone pulled out Alisay, whatever the fuck, I was like, bro, we smoking hookah?
That's how I met Mike.
Yeah, I thought it was hookah.
Josh is ripped, dude.
Dude, he's ripped. You can tell. I seen him lean in. I seen Mike lean in and go, wait, hold on. He was literally gauging your reaction time, bro. He was like, whoa.
Ripped, bro.
Bro, he's faded. All right, you guys take care of Josh. I'm going to grab 2 more beers. Be right back.
Getting ripped tonight.
All right.
Hey, we're just talking about you with Jon Jones.
Yeah, I fucking didn't get to come on.
You didn't tell us he introduced you to your wife.
Yeah. I told I've told that story a couple times.
Yeah,
I've never heard
that one,
bro.
It before.
I had to come back and say that. That's
Did
crazy.
he say that?
He told the story. Yeah, he said he's a little Cupid. He's gonna change his name.
I want to ask him some questions about that.
Yeah, well,
I keep trying to walk off to grab 2 more beers, but dude, this story is very important to me.
What question do you want to ask him?
Not in public.
Nah, you don't want to ask him that. But like, I already knew this. So I already knew this because Mike told me before fucking John said it that was a shit. But I didn't say shit about it. But then John was like, "Oh yeah, I met him, and I fucking introduced him to Latore."
I invited him to the wedding that we had. We got married on 7/7/23 in Vegas, and I invited you too, but I invited John because he was in Vegas. I was like, "Yo, if you want to stop by, come through, bro." But we had a really family intimate wedding. It was cool.
That's cool.
I had no idea Latore was New Mexican. I look at it as another. Well, where's she from?
Well, first of all, she's a Mexican American, and she's from Amarillo, Texas. But she went to college in New Mexico.
UNM.
Yeah.
All right, word. I still thought that was crazy, man. I've never heard that, and I got my ear to the streets on this shit. That shit, that's dope, man. That's fucking dope. I didn't know that. All right, I'm really grabbing 2 beers now. Sorry, guys.
All right. So he's going, hey. He's like, I'm going to grab a fucking beer. All right. So I got to hear this shit. Look, Logan was going to fight fucking Dillon, Danis. And Dillon made fun of fucking Logan's wife for fucking 3 weeks and made all the fun and fucking
And
fun
Logan didn't care at all. Logan didn't give a fuck. Logan didn't care about that.
Yeah, he killed it. But then eventually Logan probably gets sick of it, right?
I don't know. He seemed like he didn't give a fuck about that.
Really? That's wild.
Look, he's in tune with the internet. People have been saying the worst things about him since he can remember. So he's not going to base his life decisions off of what somebody on the internet has to say. He knows his girl in a different way, That's between them. That's personal. And like I don't play those boundaries because I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I show up and I fight and stuff, so that's what it's about. But they're playing head games with each other. Logan's not really buying into his head games. I don't think Dillon's really buying into Logan's, but they're like, I don't know. He's tweeting like he's upset that he's not getting the face off and they kicked him out or whatever. John Fury's throwing tables. Dude's a legend, bro. I was standing off to the side like I'm not even going to get a fuck on stage. Maybe I should go up there and throw the tables off the stage. But I was like, I'm not a fucking clown to be here. I'm here to be a real fighter and professional. So, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. When you got the call to be the backup, because now you've backed up for Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
Jake Paul one wasn't real. He just liked to use my name, and he never paid me nothing. Logan hasn't paid me yet either. So if these motherfuckers keep using my name and don't pay me, someone's gonna get punched in their face.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that sucks on that. That sucks on that part. You're a scary backup. You are a scary backup.
You're a terrible backup in the way that. I'm not gonna play the fucking 8th ranked team. I'm gonna play the number 1 contender. Like, bro, no, it's a terrible fucking match. Mike Perry takes that shit out.
Well, maybe he wants to test himself or something. I don't know. Me versus Jake Paul is a good fight. That he's got experience against guys like Silva, T. Woodley. That would actually be a good fight. Logan, he fought Little Floyd, and that's it. And he lost to KSI. So, it's kind of weird to be like, yeah, I'm fighting him, but I'll do my job if I have to fight him in a couple of weeks. We were trying to make the Darren Till fight.
Yeah.
So
Darren Till said thank you today.
Logan's not ready for what I would do.
Nah.
No, not even close.
Logan don't want that. Logan needs Dillon Danis to come fight him because Dillon don't have no fucking hands. But he don't.
Dude,
he don't.
Did you guys see his last Bellator fight? He ate 2 jabs and was like, "Oh shit!"
When? What year?
Yeah,
that was like 2018. Dog.
Yeah, what fucking year was that?
I'll look it up right now. I got it. And he's pulled out of every fight since. That's why I don't get when they even announce this.
Is Sam frozen or is he just look like him?
No, that's just the way he is.
He's jizzing. He's jizzing right now. He's stuck.
Give me a second, guys.
That's the way he does.
He's just nutting right now.
Look at him. That's just the way he does.
He just smiles while he nuts.
You haven't signed up for my Only Sam's page yet? Oh, it's Sam's.
Only Sam's? That's hilarious. That's great.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, Dillon Danis' last fight was he lost to Gordon Ryan. You can't really hate on that. He lost to Jake Shields. When? I'm looking at his actual Bellator. So was I right?
Man, the other day I was grappling with my wife, and I was like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of because my wife's 95 pounds, and I was just rolling on the ground with her, trying not to hurt her. And I was like, this reminds me of how Gordon Ryan was treating me.
Yeah.
When I fucking grappled with him, dude. He was laying on top of me, and I'm fucking trying to get off me, and he's just
100%.
Wasn't even trying.
I watched the fucking video where the bouncer at the nightclub actually
choked out Dillon
Danis up.
Well, he was about as shit faced as you are right now,
and choked him out.
Yeah,
bro, he choked him out.
It was like a fat cop,
and he fucking choked him. Oh. And Dillon was like, and then he got fucking choked out, dude. After a minute.
I mean, who's gonna fucking fight back against the cops, though?
Yeah.
No, it's a fucking security guard, dude. It was a fucking nightclub security guard.
Yeah, I'm getting out of there. I was telling a story about. I think I told a story recently on. It was. Oh no, I don't know if I told it, but on Halloween when I dressed up like the devil, me and my wife were dressed up as demons. We went out that night, And we were arguing in the club. She was pissing me off, and the security guard kept coming over to me because I was like fucking yelling at her face. I'm like, what, bro? Like, you have to yell to even talk in here, right? So he gets pissed at me, and he comes over to take me out, and he starts taking me out. I was like, let me get my drink, and he like grabs me like this, and he was a bigger dude, and I fought it a little bit, and I hip tossed his big ass. And when I was getting up from the ground, another one comes over and stomps my fucking hands on the ground. Like, he stepped on my fingers and fucked my fingers up so bad. And I got up and I was like, ah! And like, I was like waiting to see if they were going to hit me and shit. Because if I got punched, I would have started throwing some punches. But they weren't. They were just pushing me. So I was like trying to grab shit. And I was like pulling like the bar. And when they put, like, these dudes are 250 pounds and they're just like pushing like offensive linemen. And they're just getting me like 5 feet at a time. I'm fucking flying out the door, and I missed the doorway. So then I grabbed this desk at the front, and I like pulled the desk all the way out the front. They pushed me. And then I let go of the desk, and they had me outside with like one shoe. I was like, bro, get my stuff, bro. And the guys were so mad because I hip tossed that one dude. They were cussing me out. I was like, what's up, bro? Throw the fair one-on-one, bro. And I gave them props. I was like, y'all got me out, though. I wanted to fight it a little bit. I wanted to try. But there was nothing I could do. The body weight was too crazy.
With MMA blowing up the way it is, man, maybe there's like a job opening for like matchmaker for security from now on. Like, I would be perfect for this. So we're sitting there, and they're like, all right, that guy over there looks like he's starting a problem. I'll be like, no, that guy over there, don't send these guys. We need to send specialist over there. That's a UFC fighter. Like something like, bro, there needs to be some, I don't know.
I mean,
that's Dillon, Danis,
dudes who are security, man, they're big and they're from the hood and they got an attitude and they don't give a fuck who you are.
Mm-hmm. Like Floyd, like Mayweather's squad. They're all like 6'7" lineman type dudes. You can tell never really thrown a punch in their life, but it's like they're too big to really do shit.
The security that was on stage in London.
Yeah.
They were throwing cake and throwing microphones and water, and the security's getting hit with this shit, and they don't care. They think it's all funny. But like, they won't. So like in Russia, right, at the face-offs, these dudes do the face-offs, and then they'll like, somebody will hit somebody, and
knock each other out.
Standing in between them just kind of backs up and lets them fight at the face-off. And like at the Logan Paul shit, KSI, you know, the security is just, nobody's getting close. You know, let them fucking do something if they want to act like they're gonna do something. They're not gonna do nothing.
Is that why you have zero? Like when you go and square off, like if Logan was to touch you, like what do you do?
He did, right? Because when I went like this and I started hitting on his chest.
Yeah, but not like KSI and
slapped my arms.
Yeah.
I didn't even feel it though.
Yeah. So you're just not really threatened. You're like, okay, word.
No, I'm not threatened at all.
I'm not surprised to hear that. But so yeah, you're like, dude, if you guys want me to
I faced off Michael Seals and I like grabbed his ass up. And he didn't know what to do when I grabbed him because he's a boxer. So he just kind of got stuck there, and I just held on and like Rampage Jackson and let's go, champ. They were like, oh, come on. They was breaking it up. That was funny.
Yeah.
You got something, Sam? I got something funny I want to bring up.
No, I was going to say, the only guy in all my fights, the only guy that ever touched me in the weigh-ins was Cesar Fiara Mutante. He put his arm on my throat.
And you knocked him out after not throwing a strike for like 2 rounds. And it's one of my favorite KOs ever. They're like, what's Sam doing? What's he doing? He needs to and then boom, knocked him out. And I was like, USA.
2 punches thrown. Yep.
How many UFC fights you got, Sam?
25 fights in the UFC.
Fuck yeah. So,
how
many years?
I was there for 8 years.
No.
I hold the record for most fights in a year. And then COVID hit and everything slowed down. But yeah, I was cruising.
If you guys don't mind, this is a perfect foray into
8 years. Wait, you said 8 years?
8 years, yes, sir.
That sounds so low.
Fuck, dude, that's a lot of fights in 8 years.
I
I have 15 in 5 years.
Okay.
Which was kind of more than most guys that are in there now.
Yeah,
but fucking 10 more in 3 years. Fuck, dude, you were in there for 8 though.
I was kicking ass at the beginning. It was
and they weren't paying you shit either.
That not until I got a lot of contracts with the UFC. I think I
don't know though, because you were there when they actually did like the Fertitas took care of people.
Yeah, I started low. I think it was my first fight was 8-8. I believe it's 12-12 now if you're starting in the UFC. But I got up there. I mean, my second I remember my second contract. I lost my first, but I won my next 2. They offered me the second contract, and it was starting at like 30-30. Like, oh my god, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I'd never made any money fighting before, and that second contract came, and I was just dumbstruck.
Wonder Boy made like 30 the 2 times that he fought T. Woodley.
Oh, that really?
Like, could you imagine that?
Wow.
And then to lose by draw in the first one.
And you heard about the lawsuit. There's like 1,200 signed athletes that have an open lawsuit with the UFC. They're
the antitrust
for saying that they used these tactics to, monopolize the game and like shut down other promotions, so fighters had no options and nowhere to go, and so they could be underpaid, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Mm-hmm. It's moving along a lot now. It's getting like greasy now.
I feel like nothing's gonna happen. I don't know. Is that how unions get built? Is that how a union starts?
I don't fucking know, but I've just watched this shit because I think we've even talked about this, Mike, like the whole pay thing, and like how you're happy now and whatever you're chasing your bags and stuff, and like what other people do. I mean, I guess like the whole idea is this antitrust lawsuit going against, like you just said. I mean, they're making they're implementing Ali Act type stuff. Like managers are going to get looked at. All this stuff's been opened up now. It's going to be interesting to see.
See, people think that the Logan Paul fight is the bag, but really, who opened the bag was BKFC. BKFC really, really, really opened the bag for me and for my fights. And the Logan Paul fight, like Abe calls me and he's like, I got bad news. I got good news. He's like, possibly the backup fighter for Logan Paul. If you don't end up fighting, you get the $50K. But they're trying to get me on the card to make this $500,000. And he's like, that's the bad news, is that it's only $500,000. I'm like, well, that's pretty good bad news then.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Like, Logan Paul, I was like, I already fought Jake for free. I sparred him for free. He tried to pay me. I was like, don't you worry about it. And then, so he was like, oh, it's only going to be $500,000 to fight Logan. But, Nate Diaz made fucking $20 million to fight Jake last time.
Oh, yo, I want to hear this. What do you think about how he did? Like, dude, Nate is not the better striker out of the 2 Diaz brothers. He never has been. It was a cherry-picked fight. Like, he's a huge name, and you could base it off like, oh, well, he dropped Connor on the feet. He hurt Leon on the feet, all this shit. How would you rate his performance? I mean, it was about what I thought he would do against Jake.
Jake?
Yeah. Nate versus Jake. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, man. It wasn't great.
It's kind of what we expected.
But with the size that Jake seemed to have, and the aggression, and like he was walking him down, putting him in corners. Mm-hmm. His attacking ability Jake's attacking ability was garbage, because he didn't let off any like head body head combinations that really fucking froze Nate. He kind of caught him off balance that one time with the check hook and made him fall to the ropes. But I mean,
no way anybody fights fucking Mike. If fucking Logan fights
in
Mike,
boxing,
not a chance.
I think there's a fucking chance, because I think there's a huge chance Dillon doesn't show up. Now, is it a good idea? Fuck no.
Dillon will not fight. It
cost Dillon $100,000 to not show up, but
did they really put that in the contract?
He's making money off of tweets and his
Dillon
posts on Instagram and his shit talk, so he doesn't care.
Mike,
he's not making shit.
Mike, will Dillon show up to fight?
No.
I think so.
Really?
Why wouldn't he? It's
because he never has. Because
everybody I've talked to says no way Dillon fucking shows up.
I think he's walked himself into a way he needs to. He has to this time.
Just because everyone is saying that, I'm like, Dillon, bro, you gotta show up. And that's a missed paycheck for me, but they're trying to get a fight on the card. We want to get a real fight on the card. Me and Darren Till, man, we're trying to get that shit going.
Yeah.
That shit will take over the card.
Yeah. And fucking Mike and Darren.
And Dillon has to back up all this shit talk on the internet.
Has to,
or he has to fucking tuck his tail and walk, bro.
Because you can't do all that shit and then not show up.
I mean, as a homie though, it's like, is he trying to help him out? Like, cause he was like, "Oh, you're mad." Logan was like, "Oh, you're mad that my brother hooked up with your ex," and then he's like, "Yeah, but I got rid of her, and you're gonna marry."
This is what I was trying to tell them earlier, bro. There's a backstory to this. Like, Dillon didn't just show up here doing that as his only card. Like, this has happened before. That was the part of the story I had forgot. What he just said.
He didn't roast KSI like this when they were supposed to fight.
So Dillon's firing back with the same ammo, essentially.
Oh, right. Yeah. It both changed it a little bit in my eyes. I mean, I still don't think you pick on a girl. You don't pick on a wife. But if Logan started it,
if we're talking, you remember, I forget this fighter's name, this Spanish fighter. He smoked cigarettes, blow smoke in Shane Mosley's face. He smacked his wife on the butt like that. Like, really, they had heated interactions on stage, bro. You know what I'm talking about?
Ricardo Mayorga.
Yes, Mayorga. Dude's insane, bro. He's nuts.
Like, bro, that's a different level than Danis, bro. I'll blow smoke in your face and slap her ass. I don't know.
Mosley beat his ass, but me, I bring my girl to the fights in the corner. You know what I mean? She's there at face-offs, at weigh-ins, and she's on stage, and she's in the ring in the corner, but she don't say shit, and she ain't got, OnlyFans, so she ain't out here to be fucking picked on. But he's also photoshopping pictures of himself with her.
It's now gotten past we're like,
if someone did that to me, I'm like fighting them at the fucking press conference.
Yep. So okay, damn, bro, there's like a lot of shit to talk about. I can believe you've become one of these people. You're now all ingrained with all this stuff now. Like, you are like what MMA fans clamor for. Like, when they send Nate Diaz out there to box Jake, and all of us are like, dude, he's not a good boxer. He's a grappler. Yeah. Now
he's got the fucking fans that buy his pay-per-views.
I get it. I get that part. But
I got fans.
I know you do. That's why I'm saying, please, for the love of God, like after the last Jake Paul fight, I said, like, what I cannot stand is not that Jake Paul is succeeding. It's that the fans that don't realize, like, the MMA fighters he's beating are either out of,
But look though, he's what, 5-1 now, 6-1 as a pro boxer or as a boxer. So these guys don't have these super difficult fights until they're 20-0. So their fights really do kind of match up. And the fact that he beat Silva and T. Woodley, you gotta give him his props. I give him props. He had a good fight with Tommy Fury, who is a real boxer, who is what, 9-0, 8-0, 9-0?
Something like that.
Fury family.
Yeah, no, I get the boxers box at their own level, and he's only boxing people about his level. But people at his level don't claim they're the next Muhammad Ali. They don't go out and claim they're the greatest it's ever been like Jake does.
It's like golf. Boxing at that stage, like if you're talking somebody Floyd Mayweather is grooming, he's coming up and he's not having to say much. He's saying little as possible on the mic. Like, everyone wants to get these type of guys who are set to be the next big thing in a couple of years. They try to get them to say shit that's going to get them in trouble. And these guys are groomed to just kind of be like, yep, nope, I don't think so. I don't worry about that. They don't. they don't even have to say much, but that's where, someone like me is a little different because I've built a fan base off of fucking opening my mouth, making mistakes, saying dumb shit, and now they said I had CTE when I started fighting, and the more I get hit, the smarter I get. So
make that a fucking t-shirt. Wait, fuck! I had a great question, and I just lost it because that quote.
I know I'm rambling.
No, that was gangster. Bro. That was good.
Hey, Mike, I wanted to ask you.
Sweating over there, taking them shots,
dude. He's fucking struggling. Look at him, bro. He needs a life raft.
He's over here like, he's going under the water.
He needs my sunglasses, bro.
Mike, I'm fighting with karate combat here.
Oh, he's making cake. You say hi to the boys.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, you cooking me a cake?
Hi, buddy.
He's such a sweetie, man.
Is that Ocean?
Yes, this is Ocean.
What's up, player? You worried about when you can get in trouble with him? Is he gonna be like you? They always tell me. I don't have a girlfriend, man. I don't have.
He's not gonna be like me. He's much different than I am. He's he's a little crazy little 2-year-old kid who screams, and he likes he'll just stand there and he'll be flexing. He'll like that's like the closest thing he does to me. Other than that,
he's at the face-off stage.
Yeah. He's not gonna be a fighter, man. I think about that thing with Mike Tyson all the time when he was talking to Joe Rogan, saying how his son wants to be a boxer, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude! You go to private school."
Bro.
He was like,
Actually,
"You're not a fucking fighter."
Why the fuck do you want him to be a boxer? Honestly, why the fuck do you want
my son? I got to get people to teach him. I'm gonna get him into programming, man. When I went to Jordan. I talked to these people in the royal family, and they got these upstanding kids. These kids, man, they were all dressed very nice, and they all go to colleges, different colleges in America, and they go back to Jordan, and they speak all these languages. They're smart kids. One of them was like, I'm in what his major is like, AI, the future. So like he's gonna be successful. I want to put my son into programming so he can learn some programming, and I think that's gonna be the big thing for him, man. Computers. He loves his iPad.
No, that's smart as fuck. I mean, like me and my best friend were two of the shittiest kids from my school, and he now makes over $100K a year because he went like in his mid-20s to learn coding and stuff. That is definitely the future, and you're on the right track with that. I'm curious though. So if he comes up to you and says, "Well, I want to be like you. I want to be I'm going to fight." What do you tell him?
I'm going to fucking punch him in his face right there.
See, that's what it's like.
Change my mind. I'm going to hit him in his stomach and take the wind away from his dad.
Thank you.
You want to fight, huh? Come on. Come and fight me. He doesn't. I put him in a boxing ring.
All the time. Yo, Mac, you got to understand. Hey, we came to my house, and fucking Mike came over. And he was like looking at all my boys, and he looked at him right in the face, and he goes, "Hey," and they're like, "What's up?" And he's like, "I will fuck your shit up." And they're like, "Hey,"
and he became their uncle like
Mac, and they're like, "Yo, like no big deal, whatever, no big deal." And he was like, "No, I will seriously fuck your shit up." And they're like, "All right, well,
Dad, help us out." I'd look at him and be like, he would.
Yeah. He definitely would.
He'll fuck my ass up, so don't say nothing.
He definitely would. And everybody was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we're trying to chill."
No, dude.
Kids,
kids these days need a little bit of fucking fuck.
No. This is my fucking friends. This is my fucking friends and their wives.
I don't give a fuck. Mike Perry showing up and telling all my friends and all their kids, "Shut up."
No, what I said was because Josh yelled at me because I was a little too drunk because he'd been giving me fucking liquor all day long on the boat and then at his house. So I'm drinking and drinking and drinking. I'm getting drunk and rowdy. He's like, sit down. And I was like, I look at him. I was like we just met. You know, I hadn't had a chance to know Josh yet. I'm like, okay, I mean, this is your fucking house. I respect fucking boundaries. I'm being a little drunk right now. I sat down. And I look at Abe and I look across the table and I'm like, I just want you all to know I will fuck up everybody in this house. I just want that to be said. I was like, I'm not going to.
I just want everyone to know.
Like child, then I just wanted to say that.
All right, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, that's what happened.
I believe it. No, I 100% believe it. And dude, if that was my Thanksgiving, if that was my Thanksgiving fucking table,
that's what happened in my house.
Dude, yeah. Mike Perry sits down at a Thanksgiving table and says, look, if there's no respect at this table, I'll beat everyone's ass at this entire table. I go like, that's gospel, baby. That's the prayer. Dig in.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, that's what happened.
We were
at
eating A6 Wagyu. I had never even heard of that shit.
Oh, bro, you're one of those bougie ass. Oh, I need all the fucking. You overpay for meat, dog.
No, fuck that, dude. I love
Wagyu is good, but
I eat A5 all the time. I pay $37 an ounce.
Hey, my boy came over tonight too. My boy came over tonight too at the fucking bar, and he goes, "Yo." He's like, you remember when Mike came over? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, fuck Mike. He's like,
he said he beat my kid's ass.
Yeah, 100%. He's like, fuck Mike. He's like, imagine if he wanted to fucking fight everybody at the same time because he fucking wanted to. He's like, let him fucking fight everybody at the same fucking time.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, straight up.
You know what you do when multiple people try to fight you?
What?
You fucking knock one of them the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them kind of go,
they get slow.
And
but you gotta understand, dude. All my homies were like, yo, if he wants to fucking fight everybody at the same fucking time, let's go.
Let's go.
I would have loved to get that for some content. I would have just sat there and been like, all right, who's first? Because I'm going to record this.
2-on-1's hard. 6-on-1 is next to impossible. I like your idea. Knock the biggest one out first, and then dare everyone else to come.
Well, if you can detonate one real quick, the other one start thinking. Yeah.
I saw that video of Sean Strickland doing 2-on-1 boxing.
Oh, yeah. Years ago, Sean and I, we trained together at Team Quest and my amateur team. Sean and
Mike's mad. Mike's mad about the whole fucking thing. And my boy was just like, yo. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, why is this guy acting all crazy? He's like, if he wants to fucking fight everybody at the same time, let's go.
Dude, you need someone like me around for that type of shit. Just like the security thing we were talking about earlier. Someone to be like, no, you got to understand that's Mike Perry. You got to accept it. Just the way it is. Who's going to tell him no? And also, ice bags, the more you drink, the more you sink into your couch. Like your pillows are rising.
Eyes are sinking. I gotta pour me another drink and go spend some time with the family, guys. I've been gone for a couple days, so let's wrap it up for me.
Mike, you're the fucking man, dude. Appreciate you. Give me in 3 words. I mean, 3 words. Who would be the easiest? Logan Paul, Dillon, or Jake? If you were to box any of them, who do you think you'd take out the fastest, easiest?
Dillon.
Yep. Who said that? Who fucking said? Oh, yeah, Sam.
I mean,
in boxing.
Yeah,
boxing.
Dillon.
Let's go.
And we're not talking shit, man. I'm fans.
Well, he's never. I saw a video
bullshit.
of him boxing Alex Pereira.
Oh, he's capping. I've taken.
No, I saw a video.
Dude, get the fuck out of here! I'll box fucking Logan right now. I'll box Logan right now.
I know the video Mike's talking about.
And it did look like Pereira might not have been trying.
I don't think he was.
I'll box Logan right now.
We're talking about Dillon. Dillhole. We're talking about Dillhole.
Dillon falls first. He falls first.
Yeah, we got to train up Josh so he can get a win in the ring, man. You can't.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. I'm 0-1. I need to get me one.
I got an idea. Me versus Ice Bags.
Right now,
you know what sucks is that I'm technically still 0-1. I'm 0-1 as a pro boxer, but I fought
because of the triad fight. That triad fight.
They didn't count that. Like it doesn't count on my record.
Dog shit, dude. That was such. I'll never.
That was
forget
a real fucking fight, dude.
Mm-hmm. I remember watching the triangle cage. Didn't they? They didn't pay anybody out.
The Ultimate Fighter.
They didn't count the Ultimate Fighter.
No, the Ultimate Fighter fights don't count. So what I do is I count the time I won and the one I lost, and then I don't count the one I lost. So that's how I see it.
Smart. Hey guys, I appreciate your time, man. It's always a pleasure talking with you boys.
All right, G.
Good to see you, my man.
You're the man, dude. Catch you soon, brother.
Look at that clarity, boy.
Look at that. Look at that. That motherfucker's ready to go.
That's the Tiffany and Co. VVS.
Yo.
Damn, boy.
Yo, that motherfucker's, hey, I'm ready to fucking go outside of Mike Perry. Mike Perry wants to fucking fight, but I'm ready to fucking go on his behalf right now.
Let's go, bro. I'm going to go take a shot for you, man. Y'all have a good night.
Go.
Stay blessed.
All right, have a good night, my friend.
Peace, brother. So we had Jon Jones on here. Pretty legendary moment. Let's go over the fight card ourselves because we didn't want to interrupt the GOAT. All right, Israel Adesanya versus Sean Strickland. Who you got? Ice Bagz.
Me? I got fucking, you know what? I got fucking Sean.
You are contrarian. All right, Sam, what's up?
Sean all day, baby. Sean's taking this. Sheer volume.
That's your boy, though. It's your boy. I feel like we've seen enough weird shit lately when fighters like O'Malley was supposed to have no chance. All this stuff. I have a weird feeling. I think Izzy should beat him every area, but I'll take Izzy. But Sean Strickland might shock the world. Tai Tuivasa, Alexander Volkov. Who you got, Ice Bagz?
Tuivasa.
Yep. What about you, Sam?
He home court advantage.
Home court. Hey, that's a good point. Yeah, Volkov has really shown like I don't know. Get in there and bang with him. Get in there and bang with him. He can struggle. I will take.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like I want Tuivasa because I got him.
Tuivasa's the shit. I want Tuivasa as well.
I want to see. I want to see some shit in between. All right, go ahead, homie.
All right, Manel Cape and Felipe Dos Santos. I don't know if you guys would even know who that is.
Give me some numbers.
I don't have odds. They don't have odds right now. But let me see if I can find one that.
See, that's where you fucked up. Is because where I always give you the fucking odds.
No, because you love just taking underdogs.
No,
I'll take Manel Cape though.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, who the fuck is betting on this shit without the odds? All
okay,
right.
so I'll be honest right here. That's it. Because if I name off any more of these are very casual.
Who is it?
No, you. You're casual as fuck. You don't even
know. Who are we betting on?
We're betting on Ty and Strickland just for the money. That's what we do. All right, boys. There we go. I know. I'm saying for the odds, that's great. I don't know if I'd put it in the Bible, though. All right, boys. Another episode of OverDogs, episode 5, epic. We had,
incredible
Demetrius Johnson on here. And then now we have Jon Jones. And then Mike Perry calls in to keep talking shit about Logan Paul. Well, he's not talking shit. He's just telling us how it is. We are really. Who said that? Watch your mouth. I'm doing an outro here, bro. So, what I was saying was, we're killing it, man. OverDogs, episode 5. Mike Perry, while he's talking shit, Dillon Danis, talking shit to Darren Till. We got them all on here, boys. Only more to come. Jon Jones, listen to what this guy has to say. We got into some stuff that he doesn't ever talk about. Blessed, and we're out. For Sam Alvey, Ice Bagz, Mac Malley. Catch you guys soon.